Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back. We are back in the building, baby. We are back in the building. Oh man, we gotta make sure this is right here. How you doing, Coach?
I'm feeling good, man. Basketball Weekly back. Saw you a couple days ago. Had so much fun at the game of the week, and I'm excited for this episode. This is a good one, man.
Yeah. We about to get it started, get cracking in 1 sec. So just hold on. Let some people fill up in the room real quick. You know, before we start the show, man. Good to be back. Always good to be back. Always good to be back. High School Basketball Weekly. One sec. We're about to be rocking and rolling. Boom. Remove that. Add that. It's a busy week, man. It's a busy week. A lot of things happening. A lot of games. Games of the week. There's a lot of stuff going on. So with saying that, let's start the show. Welcome to High School Basketball Weekly. I am your host, Glenn Poole Harding. Always with my guy.
Brian Reichert.
We are in the building. We have a very special guest here with us tonight. I think this is our first coach, correct? Did we have a coach on this year?
No. I mean, they helped out the girls. I think didn't we have a coach on with one of
Oh,
the
but we had
girls?
Mary Bertram coach on. We had Mary
Yes,
Bertram
yes,
coach.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we had Mary Bertram coach. Okay, that was the girls' side. It was our first boys
Yeah, and
coach
our
for the
first
year.
ever Long Island Catholic League.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Salute to the
First
Long
time.
Island Catholic League. That's right. That's right. Listen, this is coach been doing some great things on the island uh, at a very legendary school. So we want to get things started the right way. Uh, our guest tonight is the head coach at St. Dominic's High School in Oyster Bay, Long Island. He is one of the most dynamic coaches, leading one of the most dynamic teams on Long Island with a record of 11-3 overall and 4-0 in conference play. Undefeated so far. I saw them during the Gary Charles Hoop Classic, and I was very impressed. I was like, yo, B, got to make something happen. And look, what a small world. He's good friends with my guy, John Arnold, longtime
JA.
childhood friend, um, who we beat the city championship, of course. I know he's going to love that. Salute my guy, John Arnold. Nah, that's my guy. I love him. But this coach, he is director, head basketball coach here at HEAT Elite AAU Basketball. And before he was at St. Dominic's, he was the head JV boys basketball coach and associate head varsity coach at Portledge School. Now in his third year as head coach at St. Dominic High School. He's looking forward to leading them to bigger and better things. So please help me welcome to the show, Coach Isaiah Wilson. How you doing, Coach?
Doing good. How about you, Glenn? Thanks, Brian. Thanks, Glenn.
Man, listen, it's a pleasure having you on, man. See you doing some great things, man. And I was very, very impressed by your program, brother. Just sitting back and I'm just tapping Brian like, yo, he got some players on that team, man. And the way you guys executed and came up with the win, I left very, very impressed, man. So congratulations to you.
No, thank you. Thank you.
And listen, he's a Cambria Heights man, Pooh. He's a Cambria Heights man. So.
No doubt, no doubt. Queens get the money. Queens get the money for sure.
And listen, I'm going all the way back, Coach, because, I remember you as a player. You were really tough that senior year, averaged close to 13 points a game. You were high on our scouting report when I was at St. Ed's. You were always tough. I always respected you as a player. I was so happy you were coaching. And, I just want to start before we even get into St. Dom's and what you've done there. And Pooh doesn't know this, but talk about your time playing D3 basketball at Regis and being a player and going right into coaching, which I really didn't know that you did right away.
I mean, being at Regis is great. I was more than just an athlete. I was a student athlete. I was class president for 3 years, commencement speaker. I was like the mayor on campus, I would say, and a lot of good connections, and it was pretty cool. And then what really got me into coaching was after my sophomore season, I got hurt. And then I called my old high school coach, Coach Nick Takitis, who's now down in Florida. He found the HEAT ELITE program, and I said, can I jump on HEAT ELITE? He said, absolutely. And then that's what got me into coaching.
Yeah, and you went straight from, that transition was so quick, Pooh, and I didn't know if you knew if you went to Regis, but
yes,
I
did
just wanted
know.
to highlight
Yep.
that, especially these guys who talk down D3 basketball, and I know you had such a great experience, so I really appreciate you sharing that, Coach.
The kids got to understand, if you get a chance to play basketball at the next level, especially if somebody wants you. See, a lot of kids, they turn their nose up at these schools thinking that they're better than what they are. But if you get someone that loves you, is going to put you in a position to be the best you that you can be, I think you should take that and run with it, because you never know what can come out of that.
I agree. You could also hit the transfer portal if you have a good season, so you just never know.
Yeah,
definitely hot. So this is crazy.
Yeah, man, and we saw a guy from Division III playing on Sacred Heart from Long Island, so you never know what's happening. But let's get to St. Dom's, ranked inside my top 10. I know you've been a program that really pays attention to that stuff too. You guys, love to be motivated. You want to be one of those programs in the top. Talk about the transition you guys have made from being one of those programs around 500 to, trying to push your way to the top of the pack in the Catholic League.
I mean, it's been real interesting. I definitely took my bumps and bruises my first 2 years at St. Dom's. Everybody got us about 20 once or twice, which was, it was cool. But now we're getting guys back, and that's important. They got me when, I didn't have my guys into the school, which was important. But now we got our guys that play our brand of basketball at the school, and we're taking big leaps, we're taking big steps, and we're trying to finish the regular season 12-0.
How tough was it during those first 2 years making your transition from Portledge to St. Dom, and how happy are you today to know that, like you said, you got your guys with you? But let's talk about that transition those first 2 years.
It was definitely tough because being at Portledge, we had a lot of prolific scorers. Just being on that bench, learning a lot. We had Zaire Baines with us there, and just looking at how many games they won and the teams they were beating, to get the name up. And coming to St. Dom's, that's the first thing I wanted to do was, build a name up, play the best teams that we could play. Our first year we played Lehigh. We got our butts whipped, but it was good. It was good just to get out there and play against a team like that. And that's kind of what we're trying to do, is continue to play the best teams we can play.
Yeah, and a guy who's kind of been with you, for most of the ride is the senior Brandon Torres. Talk about the impact that he's had on you as a coach and the program at Dom's, because he's just been such a fantastic player, kind of under the radar, that people don't really know about.
I mean, it's been great. It's been great having Brandon with us at Dom's. I transferred him last year from Portledge. We didn't recruit him or anything like that, just saying. But it's been great having him. I've been coaching Brandon since 6th grade. He's a great kid, works hard, very interesting player. As he shoots the ball really well, but he's sneaky athletic. And I think him committing to CSI is going to be really big for him over the next 4 years. As I think it's just the beginning of his basketball career.
Tell us about St. Dom's style of play and what you have brought to St. Dom as a result of you being there and having players like Brandon Torres, and which we're going to talk about in a few minutes, my guy, Melo Mohi.
Man, honestly, I'm just trying to bring city basketball to Long Island. Everybody says Long Island basketball is soft. I'm trying to bring that city mentality to Long Island because, we can't win Long Island Catholic League playing Long Island basketball. We got to bring a city atmosphere in there. I'm from New York City. I'm from Queens. So it's been really good just to bring that city atmosphere there. We're trying to, play fast pace, dominate the paint inside and, not settle for threes, but just get to the cup.
Yeah, and I've noticed, your schedule has always been tough, but I know really you've kind of harped on certain teams this year to really prepare yourself, to get to that championship game. Talk about the non-league schedule and, kind of the hurdles you guys went through early on, because definitely, a couple hiccups where there were some games where I thought maybe you would come out on top. But just talk about that non-league, getting those guys ready for a playoff run.
I mean, first thing I told, I see Josh in the comments. He's our freshman coach. He's been a big part of our success there at St. Dom's. But first thing I told Josh at the end of last season is we got to get Hayes next year. I said, I don't care if we win, lose, we got to play the best. I want to go to Hayes on either a Friday night or a Saturday night. I want to get these guys used to hostile environments. So, we went there the first game of the season. We lost by 50. It was bad. And I was like, damn, maybe we're not that good this year. I was second guessing, because, you go, you lose by 50, as a coach, it makes you rethink, the team you have. And then we bounced back with a good win over Elk Lawrence with Academy White on our home court. And then from there, it's been, hostile environment at Southampton in the championship game there. I'm not going to get into referees much, but, we definitely didn't get much help out there coming from Oyster Bay. But then Elmar was another tough loss. But ever since then, I would say we've hit a stride. And we're still not done. We're still not done. We got a long, long, long way to go in order for us to be champions.
Let's talk about, you competing in the conference, right? I know you guys are 11-3 and overall, and I see you guys are 4-0 in conference play. Have you talked about the things that you'll talk about to your guys about watching out for that first loss and not letting up? Because sometimes when you're undefeated, you kind of let up against a team who you're supposed to beat and then wind up getting that first loss, which, you really didn't have to do.
So it's funny because our first league game, we was down 11 and a half against Holy Trinity. And that could have been our first loss. And I think something clicked amongst the guys at halftime to say, we can't lose this game. We got to win. We got to win. We're the superior team. And I think that clicked. And every game, I tell my guys the same thing. When people look at our league, they go, Chaminade's number 1, St. Anthony's number 2, Trinity's number 3, we're probably number 4 and number 5 every game. And, I think that adds fuel to our fire of, showing up every game and not becoming complacent. So I think every game, was 0-0. We're trying to get our first league win every game.
Yeah, and with your type of team, I feel like they feed off that hungry mentality. A lot of guys chip in on your roster. Before I let Pooh get to his guy who he can't stop talking about, I want to talk about another 2 guys who kind of go under the radar in Jerome and Thomas, who, kind of bring that lunch pail mentality and, remind me a little bit of you as a player with just the toughness of, just nonstop through the game of just effort. Those 2 guys really do a lot. Talk about the impact they've both had.
They've had a huge impact. We asked a lot out of them. We asked them to rebound, play defense, talk, make the right plays, set good screens, just be great every game. We asked a lot out of them. And they've been with me since my first year at Doms when they were sophomores. And I told them that first year, I'm gonna let you guys play. You're gonna make mistakes, but by the time you guys are seniors, I'm looking towards you guys to be, the experts for us, to senior leaderships to help us win these close games.
My guy, Melo Mohi. Listen, if you listen to Melo, put some fires in the chat. That guy, Brandon as well. Like, you got some tough guards, but it was just something about Melo during that game that I saw that remind me a lot of the City Guards. The swag, the defense, not only what he provided on the offensive end, I can tell that you demand a lot for you guys on the defensive end, how he got at it, how he challenged the other guards, and how he competed. So that really stood out to me. And I said, listen, if you got a great name and a great game to go with it, hey, man, you'll get a lot of attention. There you go. There's my guy right there. There you go. Gotta get you on one day, young king.
Absolutely.
We'll bring the whole backcourt on. We'll bring the whole backcourt on for sure, for sure. Yeah, so like outside of Brandon, you know, of course being a senior, what has Melo kind of provided for you guys to get you guys to this level that you are at right now?
I'll say Melo's been, excuse my language, but Melo's been that mother, he's been that killer for me this year. I would say every game we've been down in the fourth quarter has been a tough game. I mean, he's made tough shots in the fourth quarter for us. And not only on the offensive side, he also played good defense. I mean, I remember against St. Anthony's, he had a big block and he had another quick steal and then, went down for us to get a quick backdoor layup. I mean, it's the little things Melo does, his presence. He's a winner. And it's been night and day. I think that's been the heart and soul right now of our team this year. And I think the guys are following, even though he's a junior, the guys are following his leadership and open, being receptive to him saying, we just got to win. He don't care how we win, he just wants to win. And that's important.
Yeah, and right now I would say, I'm comfortable saying Melo's right at my top of the list for, potential MVP of the season. But his athleticism and his calmness and his confidence has really been super impressive. And, has any schools reached out to you yet about that kid? Because, Pooh and I were just in awe of him against, in the Gary Charles Classic. He was just so impressive.
No schools as of yet. I know Mel and I have had that conversation about how big this spring is for him. Because he had a great, I mean, he had a monster AAU season last year at 16U. I mean, he killed everybody. Everybody he played, he killed. And I think this year at 17U, and he's still 16 years old. He's a young junior. And I think this year at 17U, he's going to have another dominant spring.
Yeah, he need to tag me on those videos that he makes. Tag me. I'll put them on my page. Actually, I think we have something right here. Hold on. Let's get to this real quick. Something I had to go rip one of these from his pages. I was like, yo, this kid is special right here. Here we go. Let's do it. Oh, there we go right there. See us right there. Ah, yeah. Easy, Melo. That pass is tough.
Telling you, man. Looks comfortable in that Chaminade gym, too.
Woo! Hey.
And what was special about that game was they beat us by 40 last year.
Wow.
You wouldn't tell from watching that game.
Listen, hey, look. I'm telling you, I'm in the audience. I'm going, that kid right there. Like, when I go to the island, I see a kid, I can say, you know what? I could put him in the mix of the 4A, and he will do well. In the PSL 4A, where the guards is tough, he reminds me similar of what Jada, right? He has long arms. He gets to it, gets to the hole, great athleticism. And, man, he's one of my guys to watch, so I'm definitely going to make sure he gets some pub on that end, man. Keep doing your thing, Melo. Appreciate you, brother.
And Coach, what would you say is, the message that you're kind of relaying to these guys? You're at a nice point in the season. You guys are off to a really good start. What's the message you're kind of pushing to these guys to kind of keep their eye on the prize and stay focused on the main goal? You said they kind of turned a corner in that half. Talk about the message that you're telling these guys.
I mean, the message has been for us it's really two things. The first thing is nobody really cares who wins on January 14th. And then the second thing is when people look at Long Island, St. Dom's, we don't get no respect. Nobody respects us. So we gotta just fight for our own respect. That's really been the two messages to the guys is, we're 0-0 still in the league. We got to get our first league win.
That's real.
Love it.
Let's go to HEAT ELITE, right? Well, the thing that you guys are building there, are y'all trying to cement a new kind of style or level of play out on Long Island? Does that your AAU? Do you guys branch out and send them to different teams, or you just keep more to yourself? How does that work with this AAU program? Because a lot of coaches do that. So let people know how it works over there at ELITE.
I mean, we definitely try to do everything in house for all our kids. The ELITE. We think we can help the kids to the best of their ability. There's a Nike opportunity, and the kids are going to start and play. That's one thing. But I think honestly, other than that, like we can compete from HEAT ELITE with a lot of these teams in New York, even in the Northeast side. And we've been getting kids recruited for the last 5 years. This is our fifth year having kids graduate from the program. So we came a long way, and we've been out there. I mean, since Coach Nick has had the guys years ago. So we've been out there for some time now.
And what would you say, being, a young coach, we've had a lot of young coaches on who have, had some championship success. And I know you're chasing that feeling. You're working toward it. You want to set the standards where Dom is in that Final Four every single playoffs, and even in that championship game, like you said, 1 or 2. But like, what advice would you give some of these young coaches who may be in that situation like you were in when you first got to Dom's, where the roster's looking rough and it may take a couple of years to get out of it? What would you tell those young coaches that may be in that situation?
I mean, I would just say stay patient, be willing to learn from other coaches, ask questions, speak to other coaches that's been successful at other schools. It can't hurt. It really can't hurt. And the biggest thing is you gotta hit the trail. You gotta go watch AAU games. You gotta go watch some public school games. You gotta try to find some kids to help build the program up.
And when you get a chance to get on High School Basketball Weekly, you say yes immediately. That's right. That's right. Hey, listen, Coach. We want to say, man, we appreciate you coming on, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man, because you got our attention. Again, it pays to have connections and have people on the inside, but it also pays to do it when you're doing it, right? Because I saw it, and you got somebody else that vouched for you. That just means that you're doing a hell of a job over there at St. Dom's, man. So keep doing what you're doing, man, and keep making New York proud. Because I know we're the official home of New York City basketball. We try to touch all over New York, man. Make sure that everybody's doing well.
No, I appreciate it. There's actually one more kid I want to talk about.
Yes,
he don't show up in the stat sheet, but he played defense on the best player every game. His name is Tyler. He's another one. He's a young junior. 10 out of 10 kid, comes from a great family, but he's been the glue guy, I would say, through our season so far. Every game we ask him to play the best player, and that's what he does. But for all the guys a part of the St. Dom's team this year, from 1 to 14, I mean, everybody's been great from all of our practices, from day one, preseason workouts. And, we got a long way to go. And I know a lot of these guys are watching, man. We got to play tomorrow morning, but, we got to, just stay ready to go and, win this league.
There's nothing like that guy. Sorry about that, Coach. There's nothing like that guy who loved to play the best player. So, I love those guys, Coach, because I was definitely one of those guys. You can't win without that glue person, the glue guy keeps it all together, right? You can have that house, but if you don't have that cement to keep all the bricks sticking together, man, the house will just fall apart.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you got a great bench this year. Those kids were loud during the game. They were cheering. They're going to be a huge part, of the season. And, every single person's allowing your stars to shine, and as you guys win, you guys all win. Everything happens, when you guys sacrifice for one another. But I'm super proud of you. I've known you a while now. I've seen your growth, your progression. You've always allowed me a ton of access. You've always been great to me. So thrilled to have you on. You did a great job, and I'm just always pulling for you guys at Dom's because I know how crazy it was when you got there and all the obstacles you had to overcome. So real proud of you, Coach. Thanks for coming on, man.
No, thank you guys both for having me.
Hey, listen, you get to that championship, we're going to be in the building for sure.
Let's go, baby.
All right?
Thank you.
All right, take care, Coach. St. Dom's head coach, Isaiah Zeke Wilson.
Yeah, man. Took over when that program was super low, man. And like he said, took his lumps and wrote down everybody's name, and now they're kicking butt, man. I mean, for them to beat Zavarian by 20 in front of everybody was really crazy, man. It's just showing that they're a program on the rise.
Hey, when he said we going back to Cardinal Hayes, they blew us by 50. Make sure you put us on the schedule. We coming to their house this time.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And that just shows like there's a few guys who really get it. Coach Wilson's always been one of those guys. And if you embrace the city and understand what the city is, you could really take advantage of it, and it could help your team tremendously. And he's just one of those guys that get it. Chaminade gets it. A couple public schools like Coach Burton, get it. Elmont, they get it. And it really helps them. And that's why these guys win championships. And wouldn't surprise me if Dom's is in that championship mix, man. They look great.
Definitely. Well, it's time to come back to the city, right?
That's right.
And yesterday, oh my Lord, this was like a Loyola Marymount game yesterday against the 1990 UNLV. Thomas Jefferson versus Susan Wagner.
Oh my
Lord. 129 to 103. You talking about scoring. Oh, this game was going.
It's like an all-star over-under.
Man, this game was going nuts yesterday. This game was going nuts. Jada Swan and Connor Spratley both had a triple-double. Okay? Jada, 51 points, 21 rebounds, 10 assists. Connor Spratley, 28 points, 11 assists, 10 rebounds.
That's crazy, man.
Crazy ain't the word, because there was a kid who caught my attention yesterday at Susan Wagner. This kid is a baller. His name is Caden Williams via Hawaii. He's a military kid.
Wow.
First year in New York City, playing as a senior.
Wow.
And I tell you, him and Jada was going at it the first half. Jada had 26 in the first half. He had 23. He finished with 34. This kid, a year prep school, I could see him playing on the Division I level for sure.
That's impressive.
He's
man.
like 6'3". He can handle. He don't waste any dribbles. He has the pull-up jump shot. He can shoot the three, and he can defend.
I was gonna say somebody had to be balling out to drop 100 on Jeff.
And can't forget the veteran, Devin Lewison. He finished with 29 points.
Wow.
He might would have finished with like 35, 40 if he didn't miss so many layups in the beginning.
And they had everybody in the building yesterday.
Man,
huh?
he was under the weather a little bit, so he missed a couple of shots at the beginning, but then he got it going and taking it to the hole. And then Arlen Lara, 21 points on 7 threes. That's all he shot yesterday was threes.
I love it.
So this game had it on and popping the whole time. Listen, hold on. Let's.
How was my guy Trevor Lewis?
I'm about to show you right now. I'm about to show you right now. Trevor Lewis is definitely part of that three-headed monster, and he's creating.
He's like my Pat Bev. He's my Pat Bev.
He's making sure you don't forget about him. Here we go.
Oh my God.
Trevor Lewis. Mr. Lewis. I think we have to see that again.
Oh,
Trevor Lewis. Trevor Lewis. Get him, Trev. We're going to bring that back one more time.
the ball barely hits the ground.
That's basketball right there.
Trevor. Whoa. Good pass by Mallon.
All in.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he had 7 of those. And here go Kaden. Pull up. Jada.
Can't let him get that shot.
Yeah, still. Pull up. Kaden. All in number 3. And Mr. Spratley.
Oh my
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Ready?
Man, I mean, do you think anyone could outscore Jeff?
Man, that's crazy. You see, if I let this go, this been going on forever. Check out the game. The game will be coming on tomorrow. Check it out. I actually was filming and calling the game. I didn't start calling it to the second quarter because I was actually looking for my mic plug. So second quarter found it, and the game was crazy. The game was crazy. I was doing triple duty. I was filming and calling the game. It was lots of fun. And Overtime Elite was in the building doing a special on Connor. So I thought that was really dope.
Man, it's so cool that Overtime came down. I was so happy for those guys. Those kids really deserve it. And those performances were unbelievable. I mean, John and Spratley are out of this world. And my guy, Trevor Lewis, that dunk, and then no celebration, Pooh. We've been there, done that. We're already on the press.
Man, listen, Trevor Lewis is definitely the best offensive rebounding guard in the city, one of the best on-ball defenders. Now he's showing you he could score that basketball in all aspects of the game. So salute to Trevor Lewis. Very proud of him. He's only a junior. Next year is going to be even crazy.
Offer him now.
I'm telling you, because next year is going to go crazy.
It's unbelievable. Those kids should have freaking 40 offers between all of them. It's nuts. I mean, listen, I don't want to hear it's a player from Jeff, okay? I don't want to hear it, Pooh. I don't want to hear it.
Why do we always say that? That's one thing that gets on my nerve, because I hear the same thing you hear. Oh, he's a Jeff kid. You know, he needs to leave Jeff. This kid needs what? If they get your attention while they're at Jeff, why don't they keep your attention to stay at Jeff?
Yeah, and
they must be doing something right over there. Salute to Coach Pollard and the whole coaching staff.
And I'm talking mainly academics, man. I think Coach Pollard has it figured out. I think nothing's going to happen again with this program. I think it's airtight. I think his policy that he's come up with that, you know, they up the number and you got to hit it or you're cooked is perfect. So I tell these coaches, stop worrying about don't give me that it's Jeff. I don't want to hear it, man. They're in the top league in the PSAL, and they're dominating people. Okay, what do you want them to do? They have the best players in the city. Okay, that's all it is. All these kids should have offers. They should all be committed. I mean, Jada Swan should have high majors drooling over this kid. It's crazy. Lewis should have a ton of low majors. I mean, the big kid that you like, that kid's fantastic. I'd be all over that kid too. And he's only what? A junior, a sophomore? I mean, Jeff has a ton of recruitable kids. Colleges should be flooding that place. Flooding that place.
Well, let's move on to our game of the week.
Oh,
went up
baby,
to
what a
New
game.
Rochelle and Mount Vernon, baby. Coach, let's give us some insight on that game.
I mean, first of all, it was my first time back at New Rochelle since I was a coach, and it was absolutely packed. This is the game we've been waiting for years. I was so excited to go. And listen, besides the refs,
hold
this
on.
game was unbelievable.
Because that's all we heard.
I didn't even want to hear the whistle. I didn't even want to hear it tonight.
All day long. Like, come on, bro.
I felt like I was watching a 5th grade girls game, and it was a Sunday morning in the first game, and the girls did not care, and there was a whistle every 5 seconds. It was unbelievable. But in between all that was a heck of a basketball game, and New Rochelle probably played their game of the year. I was so happy for Coach.
Definitely. Coach Biggs, what's up? Appreciate you. Hey, man, definitely going to be back, man. I want to see both New Rochelle and Mount Vernon in that championship game. I think it's going to go crazy.
Oh, man, it'd be great to see them match up again at another site, and it'd be fantastic because those two teams are going to go at it, and there's a lot of energy. There was a lot of intensity. The game was great. It was quite a bit of a travel. It was worth it, man. I was really happy for New Rochelle.
And listen, we're not going to talk about that 6-man that they pulled out in the second half, but the current.
I mean, there.
Hey, listen, you gotta use everything to your advantage. Nah,
Have you ever seen a team almost have 30 fouls?
oh,
And they weren't even pressing. It was crazy. I mean, Mount
was.
Vernon couldn't even really play their style. It was wild. But terrific game. Our guy Gasper was unbelievable. Justin Cohen, a Nazareth commit, was huge. New Rochelle's guards were fantastic off the bench. And besides Tavian Tyler and a couple moments from Harvey, they really couldn't get much going. New Rochelle was just too tough.
Yeah. Crazy, man. Crazy. That was absolutely one hell of a game. I think we have some highlights from that game as well. Hold on.
Because our guy Five Films was in the building with us.
5 Films in the building. He was tough.
Terrific player,
Malik
man.
Jasper, yeah.
One of the best players in Section 1.
Tough.
He drew a ton of fouls. What did he have, Pooh? 16 and 15, right?
Yeah,
Something
16
like
and
that.
15. That's right.
Tons of blocks, was creating. And
Justin Cohen, he was good as well. Justin Cohen, you had Jacob Wandung, who was very good, tough. We talk about tough defender. Who else?
Dunn and Seward were crazy.
Yes, they were very, very
Augustine
tough.
had a good game.
Yeah,
all those guys really chipped in. You know, I thought they really did a good job. And man, did we have to wait a while for Coach Semino after that locker room speech? Huh, Coach? He was not happy with the boys.
Listen, veteran coach, both of them, Coach Krabby, Coach Semino, they both was, one coach is very pleased and one coach is very disappointed. But he knows that Mount Vernon is going to bounce back because, Coach Semino has the recipe for success and he knows how to get the best out of his players.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's a guy who's seen all types of adversity, and he's just getting those guys ready for the playoffs, and he knows that's what counts. And, Coach Wilson said it best. Who really remembers who won on January 14th, right, Pooh?
That's
all
right.
about
That's
the end,
right.
all about the end game. But, yeah, that was a great game. I saw Rosalind Elmon on Monday, and on Tuesday, Pooh, made my debut with Sage Media. Shout out my boy Andre.
Salute Sage Media. That's right. Way to look out for my guy, man. Appreciate you guys.
Hell yeah, man. They were so much fun. I had a blast with those guys. And, we watched Hillsies dominate again. Your boy Skylar Ellis looking sharp again. Another 24
That
monster.
guy silky smooth, man. Silky smooth. Got to get him on the show. Got to bring back Coach, man. Coach, an awesome interview. Got to bring Coach back on.
Yeah, Coach Marshallman is fired up. He actually texted me. He was trying to work his way to see Rays and Stepanak, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. But he was excited. He was trying to go to that game. I
Right.
told him round 1 was amazing. I'm sure round 2 was nuts.
Man, that was amazing. Let's talk about because I thought I had it in here. That wine dance game. Let's talk
Oh,
about that kid. I thought I had that shot saved in my files.
oh,
Man, but go ahead, because I could get it. Go ahead and let's talk about wine dance real quick, and we can go from there.
yeah. Amityville had wine dance on the ropes. They were up 2, and wine dance had the ball with their star point guard, the senior Jerry Webb, and he made an unbelievable move. Made a great pass, Pooh, and it slipped right through the big's hands. Like the kid had no idea what to do with it. It was so spicy. And as the ball popped out, it popped over to a teammate. So Webb asked for the ball back again, and with 2 seconds, hit an unbelievable 3 to walk it off in a wine dance Amityville game. That's been one of the biggest rivalry games in Long Island history. I mean, the gym was packed, the place was nuts. Coach Baker was going crazy. I mean, Webb was famous. He's all over Overtime, all the sites, man. It was absolutely wild. Wild stuff.
Do you think he has a chance to play mid-major basketball on the Division I level?
I think Jerry could do anything he wants. I think Jerry is super talented. I've always loved Jerry's game. Jerry just has to handle things. He has to handle the business side of basketball. He's got to handle the classroom.
Gotcha.
He is a special talent who, a lot of people say a lot of crazy things about, but Pooh, when you watch him play, you're like, this kid's got the stuff. But like we always say, and you're the first guy that says it, student athlete. You got to handle everything. And I walk over to parents all the time. If your son will handle business in the classroom, they can go wherever they want. And it's true. I wish more people focused on it. And, I think Jerry may have a different path. But he absolutely could be a Division I guard in a couple of years. Absolutely. He may just have to go the JUCO route and figure it out and live away from home a little bit, I think, because, the sky's the limit with Jerry. I just think he's got to really get serious because he's got the talent.
Yeah, definitely got to, take the next step up and the maturity as a student athlete, and that comes with a lot.
And Pooh, you've seen a lot of those guys.
They come and go.
Right? They become a lot less valuable in today's age because there's just so many kids who do the right thing and go above and beyond the classroom, that they'll take a chance on those kids over kids who are risk. They just will,
Yeah. Our next game of the week was Nazareth, who defeated St. Ray's 85-80 in a great game. Halon Rollins led Nazareth with 26 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 blocks. Joel Barnaby, 16 points, 4 Hughes threes, and Justin Delgado added 12 points. Played some great defense, had some electrifying plays. And also want to give a big shout out to the bodega man himself, Brandon Stores, who led all scorers with 34 points. He was on bad timing for sure. But that game was definitely was held down by Halon Rollins. He made the difference in the fourth quarter. And man, he was playing like a man possessed. I'm gonna tell you right now, Halon Rollins was a man amongst boys that night. And he proved that, man, he just might be the MVP of the Catholic School League if he keeps at this pace. Let's
just hit 1,000 points, right?
That's right. That's right. We're going to show that as well. First, we want to tap into this right here.
I can't wait to watch this. Oh.
Good pass. See, that's the part of the game I'm most impressed with right here. This is the part of his game I'm most impressed with. That ball handling full court. Taking it right to the head. Most impressed with that.
Ready?
Wow.
Man,
Wow.
told you play like a man possessed that game.
I need a
all over.
minute. I need a minute on this young man because he's another one, and people may be like, "Hey, you're a little too offer happy. You're way too positive on kids or whatever." But like, what are we doing? The D1's looking at Halan Rollins. Like, what are we doing? What does this kid else have to do? I mean, like you said, the one thing that I couldn't stand was, can he get from free throw line to free throw line and make a decision? You know what I mean? With the ball in his hand, like we've talked about. He looks so much stronger at that. He makes so many plays defensively. The fact that he's hitting more threes now and taking more threes with confidence, it just expands his game to a whole new level. I mean, for him to out-duel Brandon Stores in that matchup, I mean, what else does this kid have to do? He's been so terrific. He's a great young man. Electric smile, awesome kid. You want to root for the kid, and he's going to be a killer the second he gets on the court for you. He's a no-brainer in my opinion. Another kid who should have multiple, but he should already be committed, Pooh. It's crazy, and like you said, he might be the MVP of the league this year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got Nazareth right on the cusp.
All around play, not just scoring. You see, he was giving out assists. He had multiple blocks, rebounds. He does it all.
There's nobody in the top 10 scorers that are as good as him defensively. Let's be honest.
The best on-ball defender in the city.
Yeah, I mean, him and Veer Anthony are insane. Between the guard and the wing. I mean, they're both phenomenal. But I mean, Halan's terrific. Delgado is my sleeper of the year in the Catholic League. He is not only filled in those minutes for Nazareth, he's been terrific. I really like what he's doing. Like you said, Barnaby's been great. And man, does Rays needs a second punch? I mean, to waste that performance from Brandon Stores, who, like you said, was going crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. 34 is nuts against that defense. So, my hat's off to Rays. They've had some really tough losses. I still think they're going to be in the mix come playoff time, especially late. But Nazareth showing a little bounce back from some losses. I like it.
Definitely. We had Thurgood Marshall. They had a big win over Wings Academy for the second time. They moved to 8-3 as of that last game. A full sweep of Monroe and Wings, and newly added to the league. They're on a 6-game winning streak. Next on the menu is, look, this is where we at. That game of the week. That's what we've been talking about right there. It's our next game of the week. We want to promote this right now.
Tell me about it.
Our next game of the week.
I don't even know yet, people. You're learning like I am. Who's been holding out on me?
I sent it to you, brother. Thurgood Marshall versus DeWitt Clinton.
Let's go, baby. DeWitt Clinton took down my Hills E squad on a game winner, man. That's a tough team. Don't sleep on DeWitt.
Yeah. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. So you want to see these teams battle.
Ahmad Torrance is must-see TV. I can't wait to watch that kid going to Norfolk State. He's got Coach Jones in Norfolk State. How the heck is that guy not a high major coach yet?
That's crazy, right?
Right?
I think I have something on them as well before we get out of here. We got a few more teams to highlight, but we didn't have a chance to highlight Thurgood Marshall last week. So I definitely want to highlight them today and show them some love.
I got some love for some PSLAL freshmen coming out too, Pooh. I'll send you that article. Got a couple freshmen making some impact. Even some couple guys on the 4A, if you can believe it, Pooh.
Wow. All right.
Ooh.
Look, they have a nice big squad. I think they can make a deep run going into the city.
Absolutely.
But they got to get over Eagle Bronx, who's been holding it down as the leader in the Bronx Manhattan 4A division.
Yeah, shout out Amir Cummings, man, having a monster year for Eagle BX. Really excited to check them out eventually too.
Definitely. And as they say, Thurgood Marshall been giving teams the Harlem Shake all year, according to my guy, Chase Love Peace. All right? Definitely.
No doubt.
Yep. Again, more breaking news. I don't think we got a chance to talk about it. Connor Jada, Connor 2,000 points, Jada 1,000 points.
Wow.
All right. Halon also had 1,000 points as well. So salute to Halon Rollins. And there's a lot more 1,000-point scores we didn't get to, but send them in and we'll definitely get you on the show. Eagle Bronx defeats Clinton 80-65. So they let you know their dominance in that Manhattan Bronx 4A division. Forest Hills defeat Springfield Gardens to remain undefeated with a balanced attack of 5 people in double digits. Zion Hamilton led the pack with 16 points, 5 rebounds. Pregnon Titty, 13 points, 14 rebounds. Chancellor Tillman had 13 points, 7 rebounds. Aaron Tutt, 12 points.
Tutt.
Yep. And Aiden Zimmer contributed 11 points.
Tutt's a freshman, Pooh.
Yeah, he's on that list.
Yep.
Hey,
crazy.
Good thing we gonna get to see him soon. What about Norman Thomas, Coach?
Yeah, man. B. Washington Heights, senior Chris Taylor, back-to-back 30-point performances, Pooh. I mean, Norman Thomas, the offense is clicking. Also, shout out Jarrell Rodriguez, 29 points as well in that game. We love Norman Thomas, always sending scores. Win or lose, always promoting the PSAL. So shout out NT for sure on their big win.
Any more scores, Coach, from on the island?
No, nothing crazy. Like I said, Hills East I saw watch this week. Elmont with a monster win in the finals.
Yeah, I read about that. That was a big win.
Yeah, and to have 9, 8 or 8, 9 or 10 on your team, and Coach Straub to sit 2, 3 starters and ride that bench all the way to that victory was really impressive, man. To show the confidence and missing your lead point guard. Shout out Elmont for a big victory for sure.
Yeah, they're right across the street from me, man. I need to walk over there and go check out a game.
Yeah, man, they got some guards you like, some big guys. They got a D1 football player who plays. They're interesting. The quarterback of the team plays. You would definitely like them. They're tough, and they're always playing somebody talented. That conference is crazy, but pay attention to my top 10 if you want to see the Long Island top 10. I'll always give you some information. Pooh dominates the city. He's got his rankings. Can always see that. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're trying to grow. Just that Mount Vernon game alone, the love we got up there at New Rochelle, from the coaches to people. I mean, even one of the people in the stands was trying to broadcast with the game with us during the game. There's so much passion.
That was funny. That was so funny. Salute to my guy, whoever you are.
Oh man, I even said, this is the best part for you. Want to know the best part? Even though I warned the man that we were broadcasting, I said, "Oh, what's your son on Mount?" He's like, "Oh no, I'm just a fan, man. I'm just a fan." I couldn't believe it. Oh man, nonstop. But that's the passion. Like we said, it doesn't matter you win the championship. You beat that Mount Vernon team, or Mount Vernon beats New Rochelle. That's all you talk about. So that was a great game of the week, Pooh. I can't wait for the next one.
Definitely. Coach Mark, South Shore, they have their annual Martin Luther King Classic this weekend. Go check it out. Pull up at South Shore. A lot of great games, a lot of great teams. So pull up, support, man.
Yeah,
I
Norman
might go
Thomas
out
will
there
be
one
in
of
there,
those
right?
days.
You know,
Yeah,
some
Norman Thomas is gonna play there. Yep, they play there tomorrow. Yep.
And what time does that kick off? You have any idea, bro?
I'm still waiting for. Let me see if they post it yet, because I was waiting for Coach Mark to post it, and I haven't seen any flyers up for it. So let me see and go before we get out of here and see if they post anything. Nope, I don't see anything. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay. Martin Luther King Classic, January 18th. No games. Let me see.
Just the time and place.
Just the time and place. Just the time and place.
All right, man. TBD.
Y'all know what it is. Hey, listen, we're about to get out of here. We appreciate you guys for tapping in. We'll be back next week with some more highlights, scores, and a new guest. Who knows? We may have 2 on next week.
And listen, please message Pooh any scores. Get involved with us. Follow us. You want your team to be a part of. Even if you're a parent, try and send us some scores. You're a player. Send us a video. You know, we'll try and get as many schools involved because that's the goal, man. From the top to the bottom of PSAL, upstate, you know, which we've been working on, to the edge of Long Island. You know, we want to cover it all. And, you know, especially these kids who deserve it. And, you know, I've worked hard to be these varsity stars. So great to shine light on these guys.
And listen, we're looking for a sponsor, someone to sponsor the show. High School Basketball Weekly. Come be the lead sponsor. We'll promote you on our platform, promote you on all our social media. Get involved. Let's help support the kids. You know how it is. Glenn Pooh Harding, Brian Reinkert, High School Basketball Weekly. We out, baby. Peace.
Later,
Yes,
Pooh.
sir. Peace, babe.